This is the code in action video for chapter 6. In the first code example of chapter 6, we created a dummy backend server using the JSON server tool to create a small server from a JSON database file. If we go to localhost 4000, as we can see listed here, we have different resources available. So we can, for example, access posts and we get a JSON of all the posts. We can access users and we can access themes. Right now, nothing is being requested from the server yet, but we have already set up a proxy so we can also access it via API/posts. In the second code example, we actually connected our web app to the server. So now, if we go to localhost 3000 again, and our app gets loaded, we can already see that posts and themes are getting requested here. And if we look at the DevTools and refresh to see the network activity, we can also see here that posts and themes get requested. And additionally, we can see that there's a third theme here now, which is only available from the server. However, in this example, we still cannot log in or register through the server. We have implemented that in the third code example. So if we start the third code example now, we can see that again the theme and the post list will be requested from the server. We can open the DevTools again now. Yeah, we can see it's being requested. But now we can also log in using our username and password, and we will be logged in successfully. And we can also see right here that our request is being sent, also here. Obviously, in production, it is not a good idea to send passwords via a GET request because it will be in clear text in the URL. That's not very secure. But as we can see now, we can also log out. And if we log in with a different password, which is not the right password, we will get the error invalid username or password. Now in the fourth code example for chapter 6, we prevented unnecessary re-rendering by using the React.memo hook. So after loading up the app here, for now I have disabled the memo hook, so we can see what happens if it's not enabled yet. So it's rendering two posts right now. Each of the post components prints out rendering post. And if we log in now, however, we have to enter the correct password now. So if we log in now, we can see that the posts get re-rendered, although the posts did not change at all. So to solve this problem, we can use the memo function, direct memo function, which is this here. And now if we save this and the app refreshes, we can see again two posts getting rendered. However, if we log in, there's no re-rendering of the posts. So they are only getting rendered once and not again if we log in. So React.memo prevents unnecessary re-renders of the post components. In the fifth code example of chapter 6, we implemented lazy loading via React Suspense. Lazy loading allows us to load components later on. So for example, we can load additional React components only when the user is logged in. In our case, we lazily loaded the logout component only when the user is logged in. So if we enter our username and password here and set the preset to slow 3G so that we can see the loading message and now log in, we can see that there is a loading message while the logout component gets loaded, and then the component is there. And we can also see in the network tab that we have a chunk here which contains the logout component. In the code, we have defined React Suspense with a fallback of loading. So that is the loading message that we saw earlier. And then within the user bar component, we load the logout component normally. However, we have defined a new logout component here, which wraps the import of logout with React.lazy. So the logout component does not get imported immediately like here, but it only gets imported lazily when it's needed.